Most of us call 911 in an emergency, but more people are starting to skip that call. Instead, they're taking Uber or Lyft or just driving themselves.
And there's a study that shows when rideshare companies come into town, ambulance calls do actually go down. They say by about 7%. Well, News 5's Jesse Schultz live in Cleveland to explain how calling 911 likely saved this man's life who you met.
Yeah, for Frank Briggs, it quite literally was the difference between life and death. And those three numbers are the reason he now has many more years.
The sound of the treadmill increasing in speed is a relatively new one for 63-year-old Frank Briggs. Physical therapy multiple times a week is now the rhythm of his life.
Your heart rate's 69, 70, feeling okay?
Just a short while ago, the beat of Frank's feet hitting the treadmill didn't seem possible because his heart stopped beating.
He had had a heart attack and it caused this recurrent arrhythmia, which is associated with death.
Frank was at home with his wife when he felt the pain in his chest.
Working, not bothering me, and then just boom, out of nowhere it came. So I went and sat down, wife called 911.
Frank was in the ambulance when he had a heart attack. His heart went into ventricular fibrillation, and he needed to be shocked to save his life.
Usually, it's one and done in terms of getting the heart back in a normal rhythm.
The first shock allowed EMS the time to get Frank to UH Geauga, but his heart just couldn't get back to its normal rhythm. The ED shocked Frank 33 more times before Dr. Greg Stefano could open him up and fix the blocked artery. Now, just a few months later,
I'm alive, pretty good. Brain's not any much worse than it was before, which wasn't the greatest, but I'm still here.
But if it wasn't for EMS, he wouldn't still be here. Dr. Stefano says they see more and more people driving themselves to the hospital.
If Frank's wife would have brought him in, he had the arrhythmia in the car, there would have been no way to save him. He was saved because, medical personnel were right on top of him right away.
Now Frank looks forward to the soundtrack of his second chance at life, the rhythm of working out to make sure he can hear the sounds of his grandkids growing up.
And I look forward to seeing them, and I never thought I'd again.
The important thing to remember here is if you have any type of discomfort in your chest, if you have pain, pressure, shortness of breath, or a fluttering in your heart, call 911. It saved Frank's life. Live in Cleveland, Jesse Schultz, News 5.